Okay, so guys, all right. So I'm gonna say this one more time since I'm recording myself, and that is let's have Sarah and Sadie. Okay. So again, all the kids I rattled off that have always been in this class, y'all are gonna be responsible for just 4th and 5th declension. 3rd would be bonus. If you want to flex, like, and you do know all 5, why not? You can do 1st and 2nd, I guess, maybe for bonus. And then for the kids who were kind of promoted up into this class later, y'all can just do 3rd or 4th. How about you can choose? It feels weird to say 3rd because, like, we got 4th and 5th this year. But I know that y'all have had to learn a lot. So how about you can choose 3rd or 4th? And if you do anything beyond that, if you do 3rd, 4th, and 5th, you get a bonus point for each declension, as long as it's, like, mostly right. I would probably let, like, one mistake slide. But does that make sense?
Sorry.
And that seems fair. So one more time. Yeah, why are you sitting there? But yeah, one more time for Elena, or for maybe Carly can hear me. Who knows? I decided, Elena, that everyone is just responsible for 4th and 5th declension, not 3rd, because it just feels kind of like a lot. But yeah, people like Braden and Caden and, you know, also Allie and Avery and Sarah and Sadie. Y'all can just do 3rd. And if you do anything beyond that, it'll be bonus. And then Prudence and Callie, you can, like, choose. Try to do 1. Try to do 2, and you can, like, kind of, but y'all are full Latin 2 kids, right? Or Latin 3, Latin 2.5, kind of. But y'all had, like, a weird, right? So if y'all just do 1, I might let it slide. But y'all are the exception. Everyone else who got promoted just do 1. Anyway, do I need to repeat that 7 more times? All right, and I do want everyone to have perfect and pass. We got a perfect real easy. Pretty easy too. So let's word ball this, and I want to see who can give me not like a whole like column at a time, but a row, I guess would be the word, of all the nominatives. Who can rattle off all the nominatives? And does anybody see the globulus? Cora, you want to do it?
Yeah.
Cool.
It was with my right hand. I'm left-handed, by the way.
All right. Cora, if you read off, it's fine. But for other people, I want someone to do the genitive. I want to see if they can do it off the top of their head. So let me do 3rd and orange, 4th and black, and I think I do green for 5th on the poster, but this is not a great green. I associate red and blue so much with 1st and 2nd. I actually bothers me to do. Is this a horrible green? Okay, go ahead, Cora. Yeah, question mark. Oh.
Green one, that's a marker.
Crayola super tip. Oh, great. Well, no, that looks a little weird. Good catch, Allie. Sorry, Cora. I'm going to use it. All right. Question mark, then.
U.S.
Good. So the 4th declension is U.S., which is weird because that seems 2nd declension-y. And I have fresh black markers. I don't need to use a nasty one. Gosh, I'm like all over the place right now. All right. And then, what is this? Not U.S., but yes, good. Ooh, and then this is ES/I. Voices should be off, guys. You are right now, since like probably nobody did the noun chart like I wanted you to. You're like looking up here to see if you actually know this. Try not to have it flipped out right now. Look over so you can see it, not visible, so you can like actually, you know, think about like what you do and do not know. Yeah, yes, I do want that A there for neuter ones. Good, continue.
Long U.S.
Yes, US again. Look at all this repetition we have in the nominative. And then,
Yes.
yeah, ES. Look at the nominative. If you do like the first 3 declensions, the nominative row is like all those different stuff, like US, R, I, U, M, A, E. Here, the US and the ES both just repeat. But you are supposed to do the macron of the US. I probably won't freak out if y'all miss the macron of the US, but that's what differentiates it from the nominative singular. I want like a fried fish platter. Okay, who wants to do genitive? Thank you very much. That was a good throw. That was a bad catch. All right. Who wants to do the genitive?
I want to jump to my locker.
Wanna throw the ball back? Oh, whoa, he was trying to hit me in the face. Look into the genital. Anyway, and I want to. What?
What songs did you for karaoke when you went to Fitness Now on Instagram and stuff?
Why?
Because I'm interested.
Oh, why? Who talks about that?
Instagram.
Okay. Instagram. No, I did a song that I'd done in front of my friends in New Orleans, and it went really well. And they were like, "Oh, Dan can actually sing. That was really good." And then I was like, "I'll always do that." And then I did it in front of Tim, and it was just like not. I was like, "Oh, they're not like my hipster friends from college," so I'm like nervous in a weird way. And then I started singing. I was like, "Why are you guys doing this David Bowie song? Where am I?" So that's supposed to. That's like you're supposed to have a really embarrassing karaoke moment. That was like bad. But let's act like it was David Bowie, Ashes to Ashes. Great song. And I sang it once really well in New Orleans one day, and it warped my mind, and I was like, that's the song. In the future, I would maybe do like a Paul Simon or Smith. Candy, go ahead. See if you can do them off the top. That's so sad. Miss Al probably she's probably like, Dan, it's so weird. I'll probably like sang that song. It's very sad. Candy? Not, you mean for plural? Good. Yeah, IS. Can we get Dan and Keto and Long US? Close enough. It's like Eddie's the guy would say that. Okay, I have to say it. Sarah and all y'all, can y'all please, like, I know this seems like yours, maybe not a lesson, but it kind of is.
We're gonna do a karaoke this period. Did you come?
Yeah. No, we're not.
What's the song? Oh, sometimes I want to do the Peter Gabriel duet. But nobody knows Peter
Also,
Gabriel.
can I use question?
Yeah, I want to get out of here for a bit, folks. Okay, what is the genitive plural, Cammy? Yeah, it's look at that. It's crazy. It's like a super version of the third declension one. And then this one? Yeah, that's weird. So this harkens back to first and second declension. Genitive plurals, the aurum and the aurum, but it's earrum, right? The eardrum. So yeah, so far when I look at these nominatives and genitives, I see so much repetition. So y'all should go for that double bonus point. Okay? If you're maybe in a B zone or a high C zone, getting a 62 out of 60 on the final will like really pump you up there. So look at all this repetition, guys. We got the US. It's doing this first and second declension kind of thing. Keaton, like you shouldn't sit there, obviously, right? Guys, please don't talk over me today, right? This is the third to last day, guys. Please, like, let's just kind of have a chilled out class. It's like you're not having conversation. Right, Bailey? So this US is the same long US as the nominative plural. That's like a first and second declension kind of thing, right? And then at E, that makes you think a second declension where the I is like a genitive thing, but then it's going to repeat again. Who can give me the data? Who has it? Who can carry through the balls to? Or if you can go back. Oh. I'm so sorry. It's one of those days. My first period, the projector wouldn't work. I saw that happen. I was like, I think it's going to hit her water. And I did. If I had been like really cool, I would have like grabbed it like before. I'm sorry. You can go to the lounge or something. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, who can give me the datas? The class is off to a good start.
Is that first one UM?
No. I don't think so. So datas, I think datas are the worst ones, the singular ones. Plurals, there's also repetition with what the ablative plural is, but not so for dative singulars. There's like a lack of a pattern. But actually, after third declension, there is sort of a pattern. Let's let Cora see if she can rattle them off. What's this first one?
I.
It's a long I, which is weird.
You long eye.
You long I, so I'm sensing a pattern. Kaden, y'all, like, please stop. Okay.
It's not my fault.
And then what?
You long eye.
Yeah, E long I. So look at that. It's a lot of these long I's, but it's like the favorite vowel of the fourth and fifth declension come out and join with the long I. And then what?
Ibis.
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 Yeah, Ibis again. So that's easy mode.
Ibis.
Yeah, Abus. Kind of weird. Go figure. All right, accusative used to be the easiest thing. Thank you. I think it still is. I think it still is. Anybody want to do the accusatives? I know Parker knows them, for instance. For Yeah, for
Yeah.
yeah, there's technically a question mark, but I don't really care about the question mark. So you don't
Yeah.
have to worry about it. UN, kind of obvious.
Yeah.
And then EN. Look at that. You have to do all three. Do all three. Get your bonus. And then
Yes.
what? Yeah.
Yes, and A.
Yes, yeah, the A. I do want to see that neuter A for here and here. There's no neuter nouns in fourth and fifth English.
Long US.
Long US. So for the third time, guys, it's non-plural. Use it in plural, kind of like third declension style. But those are genitive, singular, kind of like first and second declension style. And then
Yes.
ES. So, I mean, this is pattern city. Now I think like first and second might be weird in terms of like not having as many repetitions and patterns. All right, thank you very much. Cora's on a roll. Cora's going to get her bonus. Who can do the adlibs, which are easier than the datives, but maybe not as easy as accusatives. Still think the accusative spot's the easiest one. E, go figure. Long U, go figure. If you don't do this macro, kind of cute feel, but try it to maybe. It's a technically long E. I don't care too much about that macron. Then, yes, and then that's just what we have here. Right. And surely we don't need, well, let's test the person who has accelerated the fastest. That would be Caden, but also Avery. But Caden, what's the function of the noun?
Subject.
Indeed. Avery, what's the function of the gen? What's the function of the dative? Caden?
No.
It's not what you. So all three of these have the word object in them because in English we lump all three of these together and call it the objective case. Like yeah, this is the IO spot, whereas this Avery is the CO spot, and this is the object of a prep. And if y'all can, it's probably not a huge deal, but since I'm minimizing this for y'all, you can probably stand to do the prepositions, which is just of here, to here, or if you want to really make me happy, and then I would put like by, such, with, and then etc. Because the etc. is doing a lot of work here. It's like all the other Latin prepositions, but these are like default ones you can use if it's an adverb means. And I will try not to use the screen much more. It's a little rough on the eye. All right. What person can give me all the perfect endings? Oh. Courtney, that's cool. Let's see if Allie. Very I based. In fact, the first one.
I?
Yeah, the first one is I. Subject I.
IT.
Close. This one's weird. It doesn't look like it's not just you think maybe it would be IS, but it's like the second syllable after that. Makes you think of with the word twist. Sounds like an I at the end. It's anyone? Isty. That was random and weird, but it kind of stands out to me in a way that I can remember it, but I won't ask you. And then this one's normal. Yeah, just IT. This one is not just in US. Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I was like, wait.
Yeah. So I mean, it's basically just in US, right? But it's like it's like the connecting vowel is I for most of them.
The second one is this.
Yeah, you just add an S to the single version, singular. And this isn't quite just in T, it's 3 letters in front of that, 3 weird letters. E, and then randomly out of nowhere, it's an R, U. It was E or A, that'd be the perfect letter. But yeah, the A runt is weird, it's the runt of the litter. And all the other ones are I-based. But there's no I in there, so it's really weird. Who gave me all the passive endings? This is chapter 18. You, and yeah, I can do that. Well, let's ask Brayden, what's I scoff? Yeah, I, you, we, yes. Okay, good. Brayden knows the pronouns. Everyone knows the pronouns. Cammy, go ahead. Enter. I don't quite want to write these all out. Can someone, maybe Cammy, kind of rattle off what it's going to be? I mean, we already have our pronouns, so you're just telling me the helping verb that's appropriate, and then like verb for that. I guess Keaton. Yeah. So not I am verbing or I verb, but I am verb. You, Dan. Are verb needs to be R for you. It is verb. It's it for that, and then it's R across the board here. We are verb. Y'all are verb. They are verb. So that should be really, really easy. It's easy points, right? Okay, so that's kind of like the most boring part of all of this. But it's the part that I'll look at it when you've done it. I'll be like, yeah, they're doing good. They know a lot of this dead language. They know way more of this dead language than I did when I was a sophomore in college. When I first started to study said dead language. Internet kids, I'll leave something in the description that says skip the first 10 minutes because I didn't skip through to this. So dead air or dead, what's it? Dead air, but like for your eyeballs, like dead eyes for 10 minutes. Dead light, yeah, actually that kind of works. And then now let's run through this really quickly. Y'all just say it out loud. Perfect verbs. What helping verbs? Has or have. Yeah, you go. Good. I have a cool word ball game, so if we get through this really quick, we can do this word ball game. Pluperfect uses had. Neuter nouns repeat the nominative where. Yeah, do you have a question, Cora?
Did you get the number one? Question number one.
Oh, did I? Oh, so is that the bottom? Where? What is number one?
It's at the very bottom of the first page.
Ruh-roh. Oh yeah, okay. So perfect system verbs. Yeah, which principal part do perfect system verbs use? Third. Yeah. So like amo, amare. Those first two principal parts. I'll do this real quick, but yeah, those first two principal parts. I think people get confused. Like they're basically the same form, kind of. It's just that one is first person singular present. This one is unconjugated infinitive. Whereas this is a whole different thing. It's right here by itself. It'd be I have loved. Or I love. And there's always something that makes it a little different than the first two principal parts. But it might be pretty minor for first conjugation. It's usually a V. It's like very often. Anyway, you drop off that I, and it's no longer I verb, and that's just the stem you would use for all three perfect tenses. Just to be clear, but it sounds like I know that. It's fine. So yes, third prince part. When an ablative noun has no nearby prepositions, you use what? Yeah, by or with, depending. With if the verb is active, by if it's passive, unless, and who can rattle off maybe without looking these prepositions, yeah?
On and at.
Yeah, on, at, and then within and in are interchangeable. If you don't put within, it's fine. Because that's just like, it's just in. Like how, does within do anything differently than the word in? There's that George Harrison Beatles song, Within You and Without You. Because did you know, in like old British English, without doesn't mean like lacking something, but it means like in the song lyric, it means like things within you and things outside of you. Without can mean, but it's like a British thing. The British use words differently sometimes.
British people are
Yeah, they're kind of weird. Sometimes in fun ways, sometimes in less fun ways. In means when it takes an ab. Like, right, so Sarah, anyway, you're reading, but like you have all this. I guess this is technically review. But like I said, I'm kind of doing this for the posterity, so there's a good video version of it. But like, you know all of this.
Well, yeah, I wrote down.
Okay, so this honestly, this is something you want to take time on. I think this and the noun chart and kind of the verb endings are like some of the hardest things. Illa and Hick should be pretty easy. I think I should be able to get that. And we did all this. Okay, I'm gonna click really quick. So pick 5 of those. Eus is a genitive thing for a bunch of pronouns. Aeus is his or her. Huius is of this. Ilius is of that. Antecedents relative. And then, did we do this number 12?
No, we didn't.
Okay, so this is where we actually are. Perfect passive form, the perfect passive form of a verb is formed by using, this is gross. What principal part so in chapter 18, you just get present, imperfect, and future tense of passive, and in chapter 19, you get the perfect ones. And it kind of says that on the poster, but which principal part do you use? Callie? It's actually the fourth. So yeah. So like, remember, present, imperfect, and future passive, you just like use the normal like second principal part stem of the verb and you add the ter or the R or the rest or whatever. But when it's perfect passive, when it's like I have been verb, I had been verb, I will have been verb, you take the fourth principal part. So I'll write out amo amare again, and you combine it with sum essa. So that's why those ones are weird because they're in 2 different chunks. They're in the chunk that's actually coming from the verb, but then it'll be like amo amare amavi amatum. And so usually this fourth principal part looks just like the verb, but it's like somehow they kind of like make it have a noun ending, because then that noun ending is supposed to agree with whatever the subject is. So if it's like a dude, you would use us, but then it has to go with sum essa. And this isn't like I am loved, you would think it would be, but it's like I was loved, I have been loved, it's perfect tense. So it is technically the same as just ama batur. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's what I'm asking there. You're using that fourth principal part. You change the ending to whatever it needs to be. If it's like a girl, it'd be amata. If it's a bunch of people, it'd be a mati with like a long I, and then this would have to be like sumas, like we are verbed, or we were rather. Anyway, the answer is fourth, that first blank. So this is kind of hard. Y'all need to watch these fill in the blanks. They're kind of like, it's like a lot of blanks. Okay, and the perfect passive uses blanks. Okay, the next three, it's like, once you do the first one, the rest of it's easy. So if you want to do just perfect passive, what tense of sum essa do you use, Cammy? That's what you would think, because it makes it perfect. But like sum essa in a vacuum here, that's just good old present. So the second blank is present. You want to do pluperfect passive. You do the what tense of the sum essa? Tense. So not perfect, but imperfect. And then the last one is future. And yeah, so I'll click through it so you can see that. So this is weird. I wish I had a better graphic for this. But yeah, there's like this weird relationship between perfect and present, pluperfect and imperfect, and then the obvious one, future perfect and future. So the perfect passive ones, they use present tense sum essa, sum ss, sum ss, sum. They don't mean the same thing they would if they were all by themselves, because usually sum ss is like I am, you are, it is. But when it's next to the fourth principal part, it gets like pulled into the gravitational pull of that fourth principal part, and it becomes a perfect passive verb. And then you use aram, eras, erat. Those are the imperfect versions of sum essa. By themselves, it'd be aram as I was, eras as you were, etc. Erat as he was. But in this context, it'll make it pluperfect. So, well, even the way I order the tenses, hopefully you can kind of see that order. Now, Sarah, Kaden, Elena, are y'all good? Like, are y'all missing your study guys? Because apparently we didn't get to this part. Like, what's the plan here?
I already filled out.
How?
I use my Blue Life Library book and stuff, and I'm pretty decent at
I
Latin.
guess that's cool. Elena, like you're gonna know the answers? I'm just curious. Like, this would be giving you test answers, Callie. Oh my gosh. Yes, thank you. And that's even what you said. And we thank you. But Sarah, how did you get the question? How did you get the answers? So you're gonna get them, okay. But you know that's like just, I don't like this word. It's such a grumpy, lame word, but disrespectful. Like that's just like very rude to like sit there with sunglasses on and read. Do I? Okay, cool. All right, I shouldn't have poked the bear. Number 13, the ablative of separation occurs with certain verbs like chorea, which means to lack. So there's that one. Libero, liberare. I repeated this one. Sorry, guys. So scratch out the third libero and put prohibeo. There was some typos on the 1.5 one. There's typos here too. Cora?
So is this like going to be the exact copy of the test, or are you just going to like mix up the questions, or are they going to be totally different questions?
No, it'll be these. I'm not. Yeah. If anything, I'll leave some out. Within the kind of sections, I might mix things up a little bit, but I'll keep things within the sections that are now. So like number 12, it'll be exactly like this, which I don't know how challenging that is, but hopefully you are learning something from this, or reviewing something from knowing how this works, or perfect passive, etc. And like it's not just like wasting your time. Libero means to what? Anyone? Yeah, to free. And then please scratch out that second libero. Sorry. And prohibeo means to prohibit. And they take ablative nouns in combination with words like, this is kind of a weird leading question, but like prohibit, it could just be prohibit. Sometimes it's keep out though. So it was like keep out, it might be the subject keeps the direct object blank, and then there'll be an ablative separation. So what would that preposition be? Because it might not actually be spelled out in Latin. There's 3 words that can mean this preposition. Like I keep the enemy blank the gates from. Yeah, so like you might see it with X or day or ab, which can be from literally, but in this situation where you have a verb, like to free or to lack or whatever, you're supposed to just kind of like almost be ready to know that should happen. That you're gonna need to add the preposition from is what I mean. Okay, present active participles are formed by combining the stem of a verb with this/these ending or endings. So, can anybody think of this? Because it's like you take a stem of the verb and you make it look kind of like a third declension noun. But it's not just that, there's something right at the end that's very distinct, and it shows up in the word present. The NT, yeah. The NT is supposed to be something that we catch. It's asking a lot. And then NS. So the first one, I don't know why I'm writing them when, yeah. But NS, it would be the nominative one, like Agens is doing, et cetera, et cetera. And then NT, oh, and then, sorry, third declension. Yeah, they get third declension endings. So Agens, Agentis, Agenti, Agentum, Agenta, Agentes, Agentum, Agentibus, etc. And you translate them as verbing because it's present active, right? What else would it be? But it's not verbing like I was verbing. It's more like I, or like the participling subject was doing another verb, but they're participling, and it's like that's coming from a verb, but where it's actually being used to describe something. The Currens, Miles, the running soldier, Urbim, Conservat, save the city. Perfect passive participles are formed by combining the blank principal part of a verb, and I messed up this whole question. So what it's supposed to say is perfect passive. Scratch that one. I'll drop that one. Do a big X through 15. This is all the fallout from Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe week. It just had to be the week before. Yeah, I can.
So we're not gonna have a
No 15. It looks like, okay, I just wanted to say by using the fourth principal part, but like that was already a question. It's out. It's down to 14. The most I'll do is scramble, and I might scramble answers, so don't try to learn like, oh, the question about ES, it's going to be A. Like, that's the most I'll do, right? Number 16. Are these the last round of blanks? Yeah, they are, right? This is like the end of it. Thank goodness. Too much. I don't want to try to.
backside.
Oh, with more? Oh, but with sentences, right?
Vocab
Oh.
and sentences.
There's 18, 19, 20.
And there's numbers.
And another 20.
The numbers should be easy. But anyway, future passive verbs, when combined with sumessa, are called, this is, so it's not just the future passive that we call the gerundive in chapter 23. It's a thing in chapter 24 when it becomes more useful. It sounds like a crazy word parser. Yeah, that's that passive paraphrastic. And they're translated with what helping verb expresses that obligation, that obligatory sense. That something like has to be done. In English, we might just use has. Huh? Yeah, must. So I think, I don't know when you'd use would. What is a subjunctive kind of thing? Next year, guys, it's all about the subjunctive mood. And that's when things like would and should and could kind of have, may at least, and let this happen. But anyway, yeah, must is the thing to do here. Carthago delinda est, Carthage must be destroyed. So, isn't it weird? Like the word has is such a weird word. It can mean to possess something. He has something. Or if you're like, he has to do that. That means that it's kind of like a must kind of thing. It's like an obligation. It's like a, it's weird. It's weird. Do y'all ever think about the word just? No, I never care about spelling. As long as I can tell what it is. Okay, at the end of the class, I'll tell you guys my theory about the word just. All right. And I couldn't think about it like turning ablative absolute into like fill in the blank questions. So we just have some here. But victis might throw you off. Anybody tell what verb victis is from? Think of Julius Caesar, what he loved to rattle off. Doesn't look like it, but it's from. It's weird. This word, like, it loses the N when it goes perfect mode. But winko, winkera, wiki, wikdom. So that's to conquer. So, do y'all remember how we start off ablative absolutes? Like, what word helps us get them going? Sometimes having, if it's a perfect passive one. But no, you would still want, it's a preposition. Like, it almost makes it makes the ablative part of it feel appropriate. That we call it the ablative absolute, because it's almost like an ablative of means in a weird way, which we use what if it's active, ablative of, yeah. So like with the whatever ablative noun, either having been verbed, if it's a perfect passive participle, which we have here, or with the ablative verbing, if it's a present active, which we see in a second. So what is called eis victis? With the troops having been conquered, where the second one is a little weird with what? With, it's milites ducinti Caesar. Because remember, when we have present active participles in these abs, there might even be an accusative. Y'all don't give Keaton or Sarah the answers to yours. Like,
I
I'm,
actually do have it. Like, I genuinely do.
you like went to chapter 24 and you relearned how outlet of absolutes. I'm just asking. It sounds like I'm.
I did it last night. I have no life.
Well, good for you. That's cool, actually. But Sarah,
I love your class.
Sarah literally.
your mom's gonna hear about it.
Yeah.
It's all ha ha, la di da. But like, what actually? And then Caden, what about you again?
I know all the answers already.
Dan, don't give Caden your. Sorry, guys. Brady, don't give him. Y'all have to like work for your own answer.
I will
Don't.
go to the book and I will find you.
You're gonna go to the library and get a book on adlet of absolute.
No,
So
I'm gonna take,
this isn't anywhere on Google. It's not on Google.
no, I'm in your Latin book.
Okay, it's actually your lab book. So there. All right, guys. What is this? But yeah, I don't know. Next year, guys, we have to stop this thing where y'all think you can like just like ha. I'm just gonna read in your class. It's not like that's not a thing. It's really not. I think most of you know that. The vast majority of you know that. So anyway, I don't know why I'm humoring it at all, but I don't have the energy to like. Okay, so with what? Anyone? There's one word that's like, what's the thing that's going to be doing the thing? But it needs to be ablative. The thing that's actually like coming after with is basically ablative. So like with, it's not going to be anything. It's with. So let's see. Not Caesar's army. It's going to be with Caesar. Ducenti. What is Duco Ducro? Yeah. So there would be with Caesar leading the soldier. Yeah. So it's kind of weird I put milites first, but there's no real rules for that, right? It's like it's Latin. But the difference between an ablative absolute with a perfect passive participle, remember that like dicthesis is coming from the fourth principal part of finca linkera, and you just give it a first/second declension noun ending. That would be ablative. So it's either gonna be long is or if it's singular, it'd be like long o or long a. But if it's an active participle, you take that verb and you like force it to be a third declension noun. So with Caesar leading the soldiers. All right. So the difference between a perfect passive one is it's just ablative noun, ablative, perfect passive participle. One with this present active participle. There might, not always, will be an accusative, like a direct object just inside of that. Oh my gosh, a couple more. List 3 head verbs. So this is, y'all can be creative here. What are some head verbs? There's like a bunch. So remember, these are the things that start indirect objects. And they're different things that like pertain to your head. So the most basic one would be like what? I blank that blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you can say think. Think's a good one. Y'all click through, and I think I just like did 3. And it's up to y'all which ones. But like, what's the most kind of like obvious? Yeah, it's like Dika. Like I say that blah, 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 blah. They give us a new one in the chapter where we learn indirect statements, puto, putare, which means like to reckon. Hayden, you already know this. There's no way. Unless you want to play on hard mode. I don't know. I don't know. Do Hayden and Sarah not do anything in like Shari? Oh, y'all don't have Shari.
She does nothing in Sarai. She does nothing in any class.
That's creepy.
You're one that talks about
I at least have a grade.
like it's just a participation grade, but he still gives us a name, and if we don't,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
I'm like less offended when kids are like weird like that. It's just more creepy. Like it's like what Sarah and Keith are doing. It's creepy. Okay, the subjects of indirect statements are in the what case? This was last week. Huh? Yeah, they're accusative. Yeah, yeah. And the verbs are what in what form? Huh? They're not conjugated, so they must be. Yeah, and remember that was where is it? That was a whole thing. This chapter, that chapter, where they were like, by the way, there can actually be perfect tense infinitives and future tense infinitives, and you have to kind of like get used to them. And you just translate them as though they are conjugated. So the accusative right after the head, like dico discipulum. I say that the student essa. Essa would be infinitive, but I would just say is. I would treat it as though it is s. Yeah, y'all can't like not do anything and also be obnoxious. Ugh. Why? I feel like I don't know. I feel like kids that kind of want me to be in a bad mood. They like want to put me in that dark. And I'm like, no, I'm not going down there. I guess, but it's just like weird. And it's weird with smart kids. Yeah.
You like at the beginning of the year, you should like make a big syllabus and just hand it out. If someone's like, well, oh, I didn't do my homework, Mr. Cannella probably is still going to do what we like big ass last year, and you're like, oh, well, did you make the syllabus? I said you didn't do homework on the first day.
Right. So Sarah, I am gonna text your mom as soon as the bell rings. I just want to let you know. I'm trying to describe what you did this class. But Alyssa is right. It ended up being cool in this class because y'all are great, and this is kind of a smaller class. But if anything, I'm the guy who should apologize for sometimes saying things that are offensive and I shouldn't say. But in other classes, it did backfire. My 9B and my 7B, I realized I was like, I went astray with that class, those classes, and I could like never steer it back on the right path. So yes, next year, I don't like to do that, but it's like I gotta be that stern disciplinarian type at least for like the first month, and I really actually have to give detention. The one time I like almost gave detention, Elijah cried so much that I was like, okay, I guess you don't have to. The next day he was like just like a jerk again.
No, and he was
So-
he was telling everyone, and he was like, I cried.
Like he fakes.
He faked.
But like I could tell he's not that good of an actor. There's like tears streaming down his face. He's not like a prodigious actor like that. But anyway, I'll just do it. Like I'll have to make an example of someone the first month. So if this was like August, I would give Sarah and Kate.
Well, you can give it a lemonade.
I
But you're still not. I think you can.
Not
You're
my
still
fault.
not.
I have mentioned this twice. Going to find out this is part.
No.
That's what they say, and I don't like that. That's like the case, but I've seen that, especially with this year, where it's like, yeah, that's definitely how it really do be.
Throw a kid into a wall. They'll believe you.
They say that like if you start out really tough, you can kind of get more chilled out, but you can't start out chilled and get more tough. But I just have a weird relationship with the idea of being tough. She probably should. He's like kind of annoying. All right, guys, let's focus for the internet video's sake. The ending of perfect tense infinitive. So this is another refresher. Only Parker and maybe one other person remembers chapter 25 apparently. But what is the ending of perfect tense infinitive? We know they're ARE, ERE, etc. for present infinitive. But the perfect infinitive ending is this new thing that we've never seen before. Anyone? Oh, good. Well, yeah, damn, good. It's ISSE. It's Issa. Issa. Like the girl used to Google your grade above y'all, Issa. And the ending to look for in future active ones is, oh yeah, it's like, it's not even ending, it's kind of the wrong word here, it's the middle part, huh? It's 2 letters. And in like Russian, I think it means like, what does it mean? It's kind of like proto. Proto means like an early version of something. Or, no one's gonna think of it. It's in the word future. Yes, you are. That's not actually the you are. Yeah. And put hyphens around it on both sides, because it's like part of an ending. Okay. Hayden. We got Sarah on board. She's performing, hating my class. I won. I got her to pay attention, and now she's
No,
just
I'm
staring
paying
at
attention. I don't understand.
No, how is this? How are you not gonna yell at him?
What am I doing right now? What do you want me to do? I could give him attention, but I think everyone would be like a little shaken if I gave Caden attention. Okay, Bailey, actually, that was really convincing. Caden, let's do it. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. It's a lot of work, and it'll be tomorrow.
You're so mean. You're so
I know, right? Okay, now I'm satisfied, okay? Actually, I was casting a spell to make whatever that was fall apart. Guys, what is Tertius? So it's actually third, okay? So I'll be honest, the rest of these are cardinals, but this guy's ordinal. So this is third. I think it's one of the ordinals that you kind of get mixed up because the rest of them are super easy. Primus looks something like Unis, but it's first. Secundus looks something like duo, but neither does the word second look anything like two. But anyway, and like there's quartus, quintus, and the other ordinals are really easy. But anyway, let's talk cardinals. Quatuor, 4, 5. This is 11, 12, 19, 18, 20. So the only ones you're allowed to think that would be remotely trigger the last 3. But if you know Viginti is 20 and you know these aren't 21 and 22, you're golden. Okay? It's literally 1 from 20 into Viginti and 2 from.
It would be 22 if it were like.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So forming compound numbers was really easy in Latin. You could say Viginti duo or Viginti et duo, duo Viginti. So yeah, you just kind of put them together. Where in this case, it's like the day is from as like subtraction. I feel like it should be X, but I guess like what would that be? Uno X Viginti. Un X against you can't have an X running into the letter V. That'd be crazy. All right, is this the first sentence y'all have?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Because tomorrow we study like all week. So what else are we gonna do on Friday and Thursday?
so we can play word ball for these last 7 minutes, but y'all have to play word ball. And we'll do these tomorrow, meaning we won't get to Jeopardy, but it's okay because making 3 Jeopardy games all in one night actually almost kills me almost kills me. So yes, we can do the sentences tomorrow, I guess, if y'all are okay with it. Unless someone's like, nah. And say he's kind of like, nah, but you're right. But I did kind of want to play word ball. All right, let me pull up. I want to see if they have a Quizlet for chapter 1 through 25. It is. That's fun. I feel like the week's going by kind of quick, which is nice.
That's not mine.
Isn't it weird though? Like, what is the vibe this week? I thought it would feel more celebratory, but I guess it's not literally the last week. Yeah.
So it's kind of like more like us like trying to get out of that in a way, but we're really not. But that's probably a problem.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought this would be like kind of like a fun week, and maybe I can't tell because my car kind of broken on me. It's not fun.
Like, it's in the middle of being like kind of chill, but at the same time freaking out because your school year's about to end and you're about to do the final like design for me.
Yeah, that's always stressful.
Just spirit of have to reshape everything.
Well, she did have a peanut butter on there.
Okay, guys, this is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. I have a deck of words from chapter 1 through 25. And y'all are on 25. And apparently there's 573 words. So, for those of you who get high averages on your vocab quizzes, you know apparently like roughly 500 words. And yeah, it's a lot, right? Right now, I'm going to make Parker something.
Parker, stop talking.
It's not just going to be one. I want to see what his streak can be.
Let me off.
He's mad at you because you're disrespecting the class.
I'm not disrespecting the class. You were talking.
Parker, heads up. All right, Parker. Let's see how long he can go. I'm going to try to give no hints. You don't know this one? Olympus Mons. Yeah, it's mountain. All right, let's start out with Lucy. All right, Lucy, Mons is what? Mountain. Olympus Mons is on Mars. I think it's a mountain on Mars. Unless it's something. Good. So I'm doing tallies to keep track of Lucy on top of this bumper race, bumper curve. Common, just common. 2. Let's see if she can hit 20. Victoria. Oh no, it's a really hard one. No, it's really easy. What do you? Yeah, it's a victory. It's one of those early ones. Cerebral Servari, it's not. So it's not that. Think of chapter 1. We get it with Conservo. So Conservo is just to, and this is kind of the same thing, but it can be like protect or save or keep or guard. But conserve seems fine. So I'll give you the fourth one. A little tiny asterisk by it. I want to see you get to at least 10. Acipio. So what? No, think even more simple. Except, yeah. It doesn't totally look like except. Well, the fourth middle part does. We get to chapter 25. It's an effective verb that is always third person, and it just means he or she says. So it's just like deco. It's like a weird deco that's trapped in the third person. 5. Snatch or capture. Characters. Certain. 7. Quid. The big question word. It's like the most general question word. It's what? So Lucy, you did great. It was 8. Let's go. Who wants to go next? Cammy? Let's see Cammy, and then maybe Sarah or Allie.
I'll show you.
Oh, really? Okay. Brevis, why don't you? Yeah, brief. Right. And then auditor. Not speaker, it's kind of the opposite of that. Yeah, listener. Which is weird. Like now, if you audit somebody, it means you're like reviewing their text. Satis. So everyone thinks it's that. We have Satio Satiari to satisfy this as E. One syllable. Like, did you have blank to eat? Yeah, it's enough. Asterisk. So maybe I'll give like one big hint, and then after the second hint, it's kind of over. Aldio. So here, Ignis, fire. That's a good one. Ignition, Mater, Mom. Good. Out. Yeah, if there's like two, it's either, and then the second one would be or. Roma. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, you're gonna break the tie. Ooh, good. This is about getting me to die. Now to go. Yeah, when's she gonna hit one that's really hard? So if you saw re in front of something, you just think of English. That would mean like whatever the verb is, but yeah, like it's like again or like back, like yeah. Via, road or way, path. Secundus. Yeah. You could just get lucky and have a bunch of words like secundus and philosophy. Yep. Philosophus is philosopher. Inferno. Good. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys, she's not gonna stop. 25. Please join last next year. Iakio and Liz and everyone. Iakio. Good. Oh my gosh. Dea. Yeah, specifically goddess. But, yep. And then when are we gonna get her? Oh, Septim. Septim. So it's not 7D. Yeah. And even I'm like, well, yeah, it's 17, right? That's how you make the teams. You just add what looks like the normal number plus decim. Do I see observers outside? Maybe we should settle down. Maybe Sarah and other people settle down. Habeyo. I should always just be like, oh, there's people outside. Tay. You accusative for ablative. Gosh, she's just 20. Locus. So it's not, just to be clear, it's like a little more like place, but yeah, we get location. Okay, so she's willingly tapping out. That's cool of you. Cool. She got 21. That's a good number. Internets are networks that exist blank different modems and networks all over the world. They exist between, yeah. Did Parker do it? Maybe Parker will do what Sarah isn't going to. Insula?
Is it like
Island.
You would think it's island, which is kind of weird. I guess islands are like insulated from the mainland, but it's like being of insulated doesn't help me. But also, an insula could be an apartment building. I don't know who I'm telling right now. Beer? Yeah. So, okay. Anyway. All right, guys. I guess I can't say Sarah didn't participate now. Sorry if they were both. All right, all eyes on King Sarah and Taylor.
I was so good today. I didn't come up. No, I'm confident. You should be very good if I'm not comfortable. Sure, I was reading. It's really good.
I actually don't know. Yeah.
I thought you were one of the people. Oh my God, hit me again. Hit me with your nose. Yes. Because you're a little foot girl. For no reason. I left my football in What? Oh, you did? Where is it?
Yeah, it's probably back here by Luke.
Luke probably moved it.
As long as not put here. I think that.
I guess they're figuring out things.
I know. Oh, where's sister lost one of her nails? I'll find it. Looking, don't worry. Not find it. You know she's sick. I don't know.
Who?
Jenna.
Oh, Leech? That far corner. Sits there and talks to Caden. No, she talks to Winter.